What's up, guys? Welcome back to the TCG Scrubs podcast. I'm Oscar, and we're joined by the usual guys, Colin from Team ARG, and Joe of Joe's Corner.
Yeah.
If you've been following my ARG Twitter, you'll see I posted a pretty awesome meme earlier. It
does.
You guys really were feeding him. He was in the chat like, I'm a god, I'm a meme god. and then every 15 to 20 minutes, it's like 72. It's like, what? What's 72? It's like 72. Then like 120. 150. And I was like, he's naming off how many likes he was getting on Facebook is what he was doing.
It was a pretty fucking good meme though. Like I saw it and I started busting up laughing.
Yes.
I thought it was really, really funny. Oh.
Yeah, no, I thought I was sitting there because that meme was going around. If you should go to my Twitter at ARG Colin if you're curious what this meme is. And that meme was going around with that whole thing, and I was like, man, I feel like there should be a way to connect this to Force Will. And then like that popped in my head. I was like, oh, that's it. I figured it out. I cracked the code. But also over on the ARG channel, we've been putting out a video a week that are discussions and stuff like that, and we're looking at. And we've been trying to make it consistent, so we either have discussions with a lot of people, several people, or at minimum it'll be just two dudes talking, which is myself and Mike, discussing different themes and more competitive, usually, analyses of the game. And we'll have some interesting stuff, hopefully, going forward, especially for Takeover Week. When on Ruler School's channel, we'll have a cool little video planned for that, so keep an eye out for that.
Speaking of, we'll have a special podcast from TCG Scrubs for the channel that will be there, so you guys who only watch on YouTube can go check it out. For anybody listening to the audio versions, I'll upload it there as well. For anybody who wants to listen to it there, can find it there as well. Before we get too far, let's go ahead and do like the normal intros. If you guys want to become a patron, patreon.com/TCG Scrubs, who help us upgrade our equipment and do all this awesome stuff like Joey Talk. Say something.
Yeah, hey, something.
There you go. New mic for Joey. That's been like that for
there's
a few
that
weeks
setup
now.
you guys helped create over time. We finally got it fully completed.
And if you want to see footage from that, we do have all our starter deck games posted
Yeah,
using that setup. It was
really
awesome. Lighting is a little off, yes. We're going to work on that for next time, obviously. And he has a sleeping dog in the background. But patreon.com/TCG Scrubs to join that. Other cool prizes that are included as well if you join on. And if you guys are looking for singles sealed product, maybe you're going to pre-order the booster boxes because I believe the star decks are gone. Visit Happy Little Hug Factory. You'll find a link in the description down below. You guys have been really awesome about picking this stuff up because they've sold out, I think, like 2 or 3 times already, and have been having to keep reach for more and more from the distributor to refill for demand. So
yeah, no,
it's pretty.
Yeah, and he's trying to get more star decks, but he for sure got in more booster boxes for now. So yeah, be sure to check that out. And in case the video is not out already, it doesn't matter too much. But keep an eye out if in case I haven't released the Warhammer opening video, but a giveaway will have started. There's 2 separate kind of giveaways. One is for the public, and one is our normal one for patrons for the playmat giveaway. But if you're a patron and you win this first giveaway, then you'll automatically win the second giveaway as well. So it'll be this cool thing, but I'll go over that in more detail over in the news as well tomorrow.
Speaking of patron stuff, we did send the coins out already on Thursday, so our patrons should see it coming in the mail.
It should have already come in.
Yeah,
we finally got him going, Oscar.
Yeah, we finally did it, and it's going to be the last month and this month included together. So yeah. And the last thing I want to throw in is we are recording at an earlier time than normal, so you might hear noises in my background at least because I know my brother's awake and screams. So I just want to point it out because I don't have to worry about editing that out at all. So
there it is.
Yeah.
He plays Fortnite.
He does.
So we have a couple cool topics for today. We
do. So I didn't really know what to reach on. There's a quick topic and then kind of like something I thought will draw out some conversation. So the first one we're going to go over the erratas. The other day they posted erratas. Actually, the other day was today, I guess. They posted erratas for some cards. Most of it's just some text errors, and some of it looks like it's like typing changes.
Yeah, it's a lot of just like random errors that clarify stuff or fix typing and stuff like that. And it's just a lot of it's. I think the thing to take away is not the severity of the errors, but the quantity of the errors is kind of weird. I feel like I don't know why the ball is dropped so hard, but
I think we pointed out like 3 or 4 of them throughout like all the spoiler videos when we, it's like, wow, that's
but there's always the chance that they just like accidentally did that for the digital file, but it's not going to be printed like that. But it looks like, all of those errors we saw are printed like that.
Well, I mean, it's never been any different in the past. Once you see the image of the card, it's usually going to be already printed like that. So
I feel like there was at least one instance where it was not the case, whereas it was typed a certain way on the digital file, and they're like, oh, no, that's not how it actually was on the printed thing.
The only time I've ever seen that was last set spoilers when they had the weird lettering within the text. You remember that? Scheherazade was one of them that had that. And it didn't come out that way. It was just, for some reason, the file shared this was like that.
Yeah.
But anyways.
So the, we'll go in.
Joey's really pushing us along.
No, I'm not.
We'll go ahead and get started.
The first one is Magic Stone of the Undead. So this one, it was the one, and I won't have the old erratas for all of these, so you guys will have to mention what the old ones were. But for this one, I do know what it was. Before, it said put the top of your deck into your graveyard when you tapped it. And obviously, that actually did have rules implications, because you could just be like, okay, gunk, there's the top 30 cards of my deck. Or something like
Colin,
that.
I think I can like say what the old cards were because I don't think the Force Will database like the other one has like updated them, so it should still read what the erratas are.
Yeah.
So I can like if you're curious, if you don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and the main website does it too as well. But
whatever. Well, yeah, because no images have been released yet to fix this. It's just we have a list essentially is what this is.
Oh, that's true. So yeah, now it's or I guess then you would be reading me the corrected version. I guess I said that wrong. But so now they just put the top card of your deck into your graveyard is what that fixes too. So that's good, I guess.
Yeah, it's something important to do.
Yeah. Next one is Grand Bird. If you want to say what that was?
I thought that one was great. Lost Isles was fixed from Isle to Isles.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And just his flavor as well.
The flavor was changed as well.
Yeah, well, because it referenced the Lost Isles in there.
No one, like I told Oscar, no one cares. No one's like gonna use this. It's a cool image too. It's such a waste of a cool image.
Maybe there'll be another sealed GP, Colin, and this will be a great card.
Anyways, next up is Lich.
Lich.
What was changed about this?
So I don't know. I don't have the changes.
It's Saint of Death was so it's changed from a monarch to deathless. It's typing, so
a monarch to what?
Deathless.
Deathless.
Mm-hmm. So the J type was deathless.
Both sides.
No, the
J
new
and
type.
Ruler side.
Okay. The new
so
type is
deathless.
Yeah.
I was saying like J/ruler.
They should type it that way. It's weird to type this way.
Yeah. 3 things. 1, super irrelevant because there's no other typing of monarch, so there's nothing that would have comboed with it. Unless I guess maybe something in the future, but still that's done.
Yeah.
2, deathless is weird typing. I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
3, how'd that even happen? It was like translating. All right, deathless. MONARCH. Deathless. Got it. Call that a day. Like, how did that even happen?
I think what happened, I mean, it could be like a translation. It's probably a translation error. Like somebody got it and it was like some Japanese word, and then the guy was like, oh, that translates into monarch, and then they're like, oh no, this is the other alternate reading that translates into deathless. Because I know a lot of languages have that, and Japanese especially.
But you know what you do with that, Joey? When you're a company, is you double check it.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
That's interesting. I
think that's a weird one. Next up is the Arthur J Ruler side.
Right. So this one was pretty much entering and doing an effect, and we didn't know what to do with the rest of the cards. So it clarified to put the rest into the graveyard.
Yeah, so it's because it enters, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, he gains counters, and then it just, nothing happened after that. So now it just says those top 5 cards that you looked at, they go to your graveyard. They don't go to the bottom of your deck or back to the top or removed from game or anything like that. It's just to the graveyard. So
Okay.
I guess that's another slightly important one that, once again, that's like an entire sentence they missed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's like, out of all of them, I think that's probably like the most telling
Egregious.
or the most, yeah, egregious. That's
I like to
fair.
think the guy was translating it, was like, oh, lunchtime, and then left halfway in, came back, was like, yeah, I think I fished down save, and then moved to the next one.
Which, once again, is there no system of checks and balances? Like
what do you do when you're like,
just like
when you're
Jeff,
like
read
playtesting
these real
this?
quick.
Or it's like okay, I'm gonna flip Oscar. Oscar, I was gonna say Oscar. I'm gonna flip Arthur.
Well,
draw the top
it's
5.
probably
like,
fine in Japanese, and they're playtesting with Japanese ones.
But with Jeff, I guess, yeah.
Jeff
I guess,
doesn't
yeah.
playtest. He says, I mean, he should playtest, but
Well, I mean, they probably playtest around. Like, he at least gets the cards and playtest. He's just not, like, a playtester, I would imagine.
yeah. But I'm
like-
saying they should just be like, hey, here's a bunch of files, Jeff. You want to make sure, just briefly double
Well-
check that will give you $20. You know, go buy yourself something nice.
That's
I don't
something
know.
that at least could slip through. Like that's something that I could see myself missing because I already know what the effect is, and I'm just kind of skimming them all. But
Which is
It's
why
just-
you
just
have
like-
someone who's removed from the situation check them.
I feel like Jeff is playtesting and does playtest a lot, just not in an official capacity. But I will say that like if you weren't playing I guess if the Japanese version is fine and this one wasn't fine, I could see that. But like I swear you would like play this the very first time and be like, wait, what do I do with with the cards I draw? Oh, I don't know. It doesn't tell me.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah. Next
No.
errata.
Next one up is it Fuji? Which
Yep.
is
Yeah.
it's
King
the
of
ruler,
Kunmi.
right? Yeah. So his typing was changed from king to monarch.
How? I understand maybe getting King and Monarch mixed up, but then I don't understand how that gets through to the end final product because, of course, you have a system of double and triple checking, so obviously this shouldn't get through. But also, how did it be from King to Monarch, and then how did Monarch be over here where
See,
it should
I
be
think-
deathless?
I bet you
And-
what happened. I don't know. I bet you what happened was like they meant to put Monarch on this card, and they got it mixed up somehow. But
Well, yeah,
like,
that's-
where did they get King from?
I like how Joey's like, you know what I bet happened? I bet this was supposed to be Monarch, and they got it messed up. It's like, yeah, that's why there's an errata. Good job.
I'm just saying, but then where did like Deathless come from? Like,
Well,
if
no,
they
that's
get
what I
mixed
said.
up,
Like,
yeah.
did someone like, all right, translating and achoo, oh shoot, my system of taking words and just putting glue on them and putting them on the cards is now fucked up because I forgot to put glue on them. Like, what system are they using that got all messed up like that? All right, and then like when they sneezed, Deathless just fell off the table. So they're like, oh, I guess these were both monarchs, I assume. Like. That totally makes sense, by the way, because that explains why there's a sentence missing because that fell off the table, and it accidentally got an S somewhere around there. That
Colin's like translation is like taking like little strips of word and like putting them onto the card.
No, that's not. That's how Force of Will does it. Apparently, that's not how I do it.
Yeah, that's interesting. There's got to be something that like typing. You know, obviously they had to change it that way, but we'll probably get something that plays with monarchs, because otherwise, like, there'd be no reason to really fix it. It kind of makes sense.
Well, I mean, Jeff has said before that they're really into flavor as far as creating cards and stuff. So even if it doesn't interact with anything, they're just like, no, the flavor needs to fit the flavor.
Yeah, I guess King and Monarch do have like there's subtle tone differences.
Connotations, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So
next up,
it would be Fool, the administrator of the moon, switched from
Fool,
game.
more like Force of Will. Just not spelled like that.
Just change the wording from gain to gains.
This card gained 2. So that was just a grammatical thing.
Yeah. And then last one is Karmic Reversal.
That once again, that S fell off the table. That's how that and the Isles got mixed up. Like the S got mixed up there.
No, not happened.
It flew around on the table.
What is Karmic Reversal?
They're
Karmic
using
Reversal
copy-paste
is
with
shutting
little
this down.
glue stick.
If damage would be dealt to target J Resonator you control this turn, it's dealt to your opponent instead. It doesn't tell me what the change is here. So
I remember. No.
Yeah, because before it was just J Resonator you control is dealt to your opponent instead. So add it till end of turn.
Yeah,
So
because otherwise it just
effect.
lasted forever. I remember that popping up when we were looking at it.
Yeah. So once again, that's another one that just fell on the floor and they didn't pick up.
yeah, that was real quick erratas that we had. I woke up and I was like,
Yeah.
whoa.
I'm starting.
I think that's the most erratas we've ever gotten.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm starting to think your theory is starting to make sense.
As soon as I saw that
subscribe
S was
to it.
missing, I was like, it's true. They're using glue sticks and like they're just cutting out. You know, like when you do a murder note and you're cutting out words from magazines. That's how they're
Murder
translating. Like we're gonna murder you with this language translation.
It's like they had one that said like until end of turn and they just forgot to put it on. That's really funny.
So let's know your theories on why there's so many erratas this time around. Sort of luckily it's nothing like major, but like it still kind of sucks, especially for the great relaunch and fresh reboot of Force Will. They're like, and most mistakes we ever made. Have fun.
Colin's throwing shade right now. It's interesting that like none of this popped up last time, did it? Last set was fine with their grammatic translation and stuff.
Yeah, there was probably like one, but like nothing like noticeable major probably.
Yeah. I wonder if it's translation or like the person, because like Colin said, if there's somebody who's translating them correctly and then somebody else who's putting them onto the cards or putting them together, that it could lie with the fault of the people putting it together, not the translator.
But where's the barrier? Where's the filter? Where's the person who checks it, or who's translating it, and then where's the person who's checking those translations? You can understand maybe one or two maybe slipping through the cracks. I'd argue there shouldn't be any, but you could argue that maybe. But with a filter, there shouldn't. What was this, 7 or whatever? There should not be that many.
That's called quality assurance, Colin, and they probably don't pay the guy very much.
It's an intern.
Yeah, I'm throwing shade at Force of Will. Okay,
I got you.
But
all right, so
yeah. I was something I want to talk about real quick was something that we saw this past Friday, and that was a stream from Force of Will that was opening a whole booster box, and we got to see.
Yeah, I thought this was. It wasn't even. Do you want to explain what the stream was? It wasn't even like if people you're like, wait, I missed that.
You didn't miss it unless you follow Twitter, and that's the Japanese Twitter. I follow that and the caster's Twitter, and it seems to link to the same account on his website called Nico Video, where random streams usually take place, mostly for casters, I notice, where they kind of go over cards or spoilers. I'm not sure what they do, because I don't know what they're talking about, and I also don't follow casters to know what cards are new or relevant. But they do streams, is what I'm trying to say. And it is the official company, and everything's official. But I woke up, and I was at work, and I actually opened up my Twitter and saw a picture of Anubis, and it was a different version of the artwork for Anubis. And then there was a link to a stream. So I clicked on the link, and you're able to log in through Facebook. And I'll go ahead and put these images up myself later. I'll just have to remember it. But it's pretty much an official stream that took place where they opened up a whole booster box to kind of go through it to show you what was pulled. And then they held a kind of a giveaway for locals only, it looks like. I remember some of these giveaways for... I'm sorry, I got distracted with typing. What's the time? But casters. When casters were opened up, they would do giveaways. And when you go to the forum, it looks for a Japanese address only. But 2 cards were shown. One of them was Anubis, and the other one was who? The Tengu? Tango Girl?
Yeah. And basically, we assume that they're the chase cards. However, as Oscar pointed out, it looked like they pulled 2 out of the set. When
I did not see the whole box opening, so I'm assuming it was open in one set. I got there right till end where he's kind of flashing all the SRs that he pulled. But I'm assuming so, yes.
And one thing we had learned was that the chase cards for the set were probably going to be more rare than the previous chase cards from Jeff's Q&A, and before they were guaranteed 1 per box. And so the fact that there's 2 in a box, either Jeff done lied to us, or they're following the similar format that they did with rulers in the past couple of sets, where it's random ratios. So technically it's more rare to pull a ruler. However, there's a chance you could pull 0 in a box, 1 in a box, 2 in a box. Like, it's not a set number. It's a random number. So technically it's more rare. But there's a tiny chance you could pull multiple in the box. So that could have been one of the boxes where there was multiple pulled, which
makes sense
is pretty
to me.
interesting. Yeah.
To kind of replace that slot with something like that.
Yeah.
They're really nice cards, too. The quality isn't great. It's kind of straight from the stream, but...
The stream quality, not the card quality.
Right. Sorry, stream quality was not great.
Yeah, I got you, Oscar.
But yeah, hopefully I assume we'll have Jeff opening them up on stream maybe. Sometimes they do. I don't know if they will this time around, but I think it'd be cool still, like a week ahead of time or something, to have everything open on stream so we can like get an idea of ratios and chances of pulling certain cards and stuff like that before, and to help get that hype going since spoiler season was cut short. It'd be nice to have some sort of hype factor to build up before pre-release and all that.
Yeah. Or Jeff, just send us the box. We'll open it up for you. We don't mind. We don't mind at all. But yeah, it's just a quick thing I wanted to mention real quick. But we are going to get into is an idea Colin had, and that's just kind of our favorite cards out of everything we've seen for the beginning of this new cluster.
Yeah, I figured we'd do our second favorite and first favorite. You could talk about why and like different things like that. And then also, as we're going through this, you can give us your thoughts below, as well as maybe your guys' top favorite card or top 2 as well, if you agree or disagree with our picks. These are personal picks, not like what we think is the most powerful or most competitive and stuff like that. If you're looking for that type of discussion, you can check over at, like I said, at the ARG channel. Is we talk about that. Like Mike Rance put together top 10 most powerful cards from New Valhalla. You can check out that video. And granted, that was pre-CR, so there's some shuffling around of that. But we have other top 10 lists we'll be going over, hopefully. So, but this is personal favorites and stuff like that. So I'm pretty excited about this.
I am too. And then maybe next week we'll kind of bring back the whole ruler of the week again, like we had said we were going to do before. We won't forget this time, especially because we have new rulers now. We can kind of see how we're going to, treat these new rulers, especially with New Frontiers being the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially revisiting raid cluster rulers or wanderer rulers and stuff like that in light of the new cards coming up. I think that's going to be really interesting. Just there's been a lot going on, so like it was a matter of like going over the new stuff and current things, or not going over that and doing ruler of the week. So we always felt it was like better to do that, or we could just do a long ass podcast. But I feel like you guys would probably drop out after a bit. But yeah, we'll just go to start with Joey. So Joey, what was your second favorite pick?
My second favorite pick is Pygmy Hippo.
Ooh.
Pygmy Hippo, yeah. He's I remember seeing them and being like, wow, this is actually really good, like mid-range, like there's like Magic has like a green Stompy is like a deck like format, like a deck archetype kind of. And so it's like basically just like you play these like pretty big like early game creatures that are just like really high stats and stuff, and then you like start like doing like a beat down approach where you just like attack with like these big dudes. And so I like Pygmy Hippo because like it's 1 cost. It's actually really strong for 1 cost. Like it's a 6/5. Like all you need to do is reveal a beast from your hand, and like if you're designing a deck around this, like you're gonna have like you're just like you're gonna go beasts anyways. So I don't know. That was really cool.
No, I think it's really cool, and it's 100 health out of range of the green rune that does 400 to the field, so it's able to survive that even though it's a 1-drop. And it's also, but you also got to be careful because if the only beast in your hand, if say you're going against Lich and you play it and you reveal a beast from your hand and it's a 5-cost beast, now your opponent has a reason to pay the Awakening on their discard to discard a 4-cost or less and a 5-cost or more and stuff like that. So there is like, revealing a beast can be detrimental to you, because especially going against a dark deck, because your opponent now is aware and knows whether to play certain discard cards and stuff like that.
To be fair, probably just gonna reveal another pygmy hippo.
Yeah.
And if you dead draw though, and you only have one beast in your hand that's a pygmy hippo, then you're just to have a dead card until turn 3 or until you draw a beast.
And I think this definitely has to fit into like a obviously like a deck design for it. In my mind, it would be like a red-green aggro with like Sylvia, because I think Sylvia is a beast, right? Or am I?
Yeah, she's a beast. No, she's not a beast. I don't think she is.
I don't know. I might be thinking of Prisha instead, because she's usually a beast.
Yeah, but Prisha is what you're thinking of.
Yeah, but I mean, there's other beasts, pretty good beasts that you can pair them with. But yeah, I don't know. You know, I like them. I like the idea of like a mid-range green deck. I used to run like beasts with like survivors of Sisei, who were like on turn 2 ended up usually being like a 600 beast, and like they were big. You know, they were big and got a lot of damage in pretty early. So like this is kind of reminds me of that. And look at the pygmies, are so cute. Like hippos.
They're like,
so
we just want to play.
Yeah, they're adorable. So
yeah, no, I like it. You gonna like it, Oscar?
Yeah, I thought it was great. I didn't like it when we were playing the starter decks, but that was just within the starter deck itself. And that's because I was.
Did they have like beast support?
There was, yeah. I mean, you had the elephants in there as well. It's just, I don't know. I honestly, when I was playing that starter deck, didn't think you'd see much of it. Just period.
Oscar doesn't understand.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting because like, I don't know how I feel about it, because like if I am doing like a red aggro, like something in red and something that is more aggro, like I'm probably gonna just do the sand snakes. Sandworms, because like I love those guys. Yeah, like those are gonna be another of my choices, but I ended up booting them out because I remember seeing pygmy hippos and just like my gut reaction was really good. So,
so your number 1 pick?
Ooh, my number 1 pick is, I need to bring her up. Karura.
Karura the Crow Tengu.
Yeah, I like. First of all, I love the art. Second of all, like. Yeah, I think she's really nice. Quick cast, flying, and barrier with chant, and she can't be canceled. So I just think she's gonna be pretty strong. Like she's gonna like 1200 is pretty good. I don't know if she's like gonna be a big enough impact when you play her, like compared to say like the 5-cost Angel. You know, there's other 5-costs, like there's other 5 drops like, that
the
might
5 costs
out, but
from this what's his face from the starter deck, Lost Tome starter deck, Jupiter. He's probably technically a better 5-cost because he can cancel something, especially with the rotation of Severing Winds. Having a cancel, I think, is good. That still puts a body out, and he has other effects as well.
That's a really good point.
And don't you pick 2 of those effects, right?
Yeah, you pick 2 of those effects, so you get a lot of value out of it. But the fact that this can't be canceled, depending on where the format goes, it still could find its place in having barrier as well. If you want to if you're more concerned about having a body on the field more than the effects themselves, she's better because I think she's a higher stats. I could be wrong, but having that barrier and flying as well, I think if you're just purely trying to get a body out and not worrying about the body being canceled, then she's the better pick. But as far as versatility goes and value, Jupiter's probably a tad bit better. But no, I think she's super cool.
Probably a lot better, honestly. Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. Jupiter will probably take... Jupiter or Jubei would probably take the 5-cost slot. Because, like, Jubei in certain circumstances will be really good, too.
Yeah.
He's, like, just as... Well, not just as versatile, but versatile in different ways than Jupiter, but still really good. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I liked her when I first saw her, and I think she's like, a good solid card to drop, and she's like super protected. So,
and she has a new artwork. And she's one of the new artworks.
Yeah, she's one of the chase cards. What are your thoughts now, Joey?
I'll have to see. Oscar didn't share it to me, so as far as I know, it doesn't exist.
It was in our Discord, our TCG Scrubs Discord, so I shared it to everybody.
Oscar didn't share it in our Facebook chat, so as far as I know, it doesn't exist.
Joey has hands. You can go look.
Yeah. I'll go look right now.
All right. So
right here.
Next up will be my picks.
Can you give me 1 second before yours and just put your hand on the camera? I'm gonna try to let my dog in because she's crying.
Are you, Joey? Are you able to hear my computer's fan?
Maybe.
It's pretty loud for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on.
No, I think I can hear my computer fan. I don't see... Is that Karura? That is Karura. That's really blurry. That's terrible quality. Yeah, that is Karura. That's interesting though. Shh. Like at least Anubis you can tell, but you can't really tell in Karura.
Okay. Hopefully, he's a little muffled. I was trying to quiet my brother and use the restroom, but hold on, just so I know where to put it back in.
Just look at the audio bar and see when it starts going again.
Ooh.
Yeah,
But I was kind of talking for a little bit there.
Yeah, but
it just makes it way easier, Colin.
you know, to,
Okay, so your pick.
So, my picks, the second pick I had, runner-up, is Oscar's pick. What was your second pick, Oscar?
What?
I thought it was the other way around. What's your second pick, Oscar?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. No.
Something to do with Darude?
Yes, I had Giant Sandstorm, which is a rune. 4 cost, Divinity 3. This card deals 800 damage to each resident your opponent controls.
So
Now,
why'd you pick this one? Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
one, like, a lot of my 2 picks were really influenced by the Star Deck games that you and I did, Colin. And kind of how powerful things went. This is definitely something that I would have run as one of my red runes if I built kind of one of the new red-based rulers. The fact that, like, depending on how things go, even if I just did the 800 wipe to your whole field, like, to clear out most of the things, like, it's great as it is. And in fact, if I can get that 2-cost girl, I forget her name, who does 200 more damage from rune area, at like 1,000 all of a sudden. I think I had one against you in one of the starter games where I did like 14, or I think I did 14 to your field or 12 to your field, something like that. So
Yeah.
it's not bad. It's really good, I felt. Just to completely wipe your field out. We don't have Final Battle anymore, and people were often paying enough life for Final Battle to kind of like do this much damage. And yeah, it's 4 red will, but I'm looking at myself going forward, like kind of building some mono decks or building decks that this won't be an issue for at least.
Yeah, especially since like with the new CR rules, it's kind of it's leading you towards like a mono color deck.
Yeah,
and like, you know, if you're doing a red ruler, this is definitely something to consider.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wish it was either Divinity 2 or staying at Divinity 3 and was a 3 cost instead of 4 cost.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like one of those numbers is slightly off. But, no, I think field wipe is, going to be very important, especially with the amount of token generation and low-cost 1-drops we're seeing and stuff like that. And that'll be populating the field really easily. It'll be nice to have something that wipes the field also pretty easily. Yeah,
this is a really good, like, deterrent, too. Like, because I've been thinking about this, and, like, I kind of brought it up, but, like, it's I feel like Force is going to end up being much more like a chess match, where, like, you know what your opponent, the cards your opponent has, like the 5 cards they have. You should have a general idea of like what the 5 cards they have, and they'll have a general idea of what the 5 cards you have. So like people who run red are probably going to be running Sandstorm, and so it's like it's this idea of like, well, is he running Sandstorm? I'm not sure, but he probably is. So I don't want to play out all my guys.
You're gonna be like, is he running Sandstorm? I don't know, and all of a sudden like your opponent's just gonna start playing Darude Sandstorm like under the table, and they're like, oh no, they're running it.
Helmet for us, Colin. But yeah, that was my picks. I really liked it, and I don't see any reason why not to have this in your room deck. So far as time of recording, based on what we've seen, I feel like this is great.
We've seen everything, but yeah.
Well, I mean, like, because you're gonna have more sets come out, and this could completely be replaced later.
Yeah. Your number one pick?
My number one pick really put some work in when we played. And that's going to be Sandworm. The one cost 3/4 with swiftness. And it cannot be attacked, which was great. Which you tried to do, and it couldn't. But if you guys saw the blue versus red starter decks, the standalone game, the thing did like 3,100 total damage between all the worms to Colin.
Really?
And then I was able to finish the game off with that rune that did damage to Colin with the girl who buffed it +2 just in case for 10 for a game, which was great. But the sandworms, like when somebody commented on it, like, wow, the sandworms did like all the damage, I was like, oh crap, did they? I had to go rewatch. I'm like, yeah, wow, they got them all the way down to 9 on their own between 3 of them before I was able to take it out. So that alone, I'm already influenced. Like whatever red deck I would want to build, like why not put this in there? Even if it's just doing a couple of swings or even one swing, I don't know, I liked it.
Well, there's some reasons to not run it, but I mean, yeah, I think this card is so good. Like if you're doing aggro, this is like the I love the idea of this aggro card.
I agree with Oscar. There's no reason not to run it.
Well,
what scenario is a 1-drop with swiftness that cannot be attacked after it's been tapped? Like what scenario is that card not good?
Like if you did, like imagine you're playing like green red fair, right? Like you usually drop elves like turn 1. Like you're not dropping, like you're playing red green, but you're not playing the sandworm.
No, I'm talking about in an aggro deck.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but Oscar didn't say that. Oscar said,
I said red,
which
implying
like
aggro.
Yeah. Well, okay.
I
didn't say it. Like there's different red decks that you wouldn't play this in. But yeah, in any aggro deck, yeah, I'd have 4 of these in it.
Yeah, no, it's super good. Yeah, especially because he, like I said, he was doing damage to me, and I couldn't. There's no way I can't attack into them. So the only way to kill them is to block with a bigger blocker or to do a field wipe and stuff. But it's just this precarious situation where he's, by me going out of my way to try and kill them, he's gaining like moves inside of each turn in a net positive outside and with only 1 drops. It's not even like he's paying 2 and stuff. So they're really strong.
They are, and I probably wouldn't run the Sandora Blacksmith, but in combination with that, yeah, there's a lot of turns where I'll just swing for 5 or 6 against Colin, as opposed to just 3.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about them is that like with the green 400 damage board wipe, like it becomes a little like precarious situation where they can get like a 0 for like 3 or 0 for 2. Like, but
but to get value for that, they'd have to wait a couple turns.
Well, like
and at
like
that
imagine.
Point, you've gotten your stuff.
I guess, yeah. Like, but just like imagine if like the aggro players like turn 1 sandworm attack, turn 2 sandworms like attack. It's like now like if you pass turn, you're gonna 3 cards are gonna die.
And in our game, I had up to 3 in play, but like I only did that because I knew he had nothing that would burn them. And in a real life scenario, I'm not gonna be putting them all in play at once and depending on them to be my main win con. It's just they're there to help weasel in some damage here and there.
Right.
Well,
especially
if your opponent doesn't have any way to block it or anything like that, I'd continue to play them because imagine in the scenario of 2 sandworms down and they're both hitting your opponent in the face, or turn 1 you hit your opponent in the face, turn 2 you put down, and that's 2 will for 900 damage.
Yeah. I mean,
and then your opponent's paying 1 will.
Yeah, 2 swings with them even is value to me. Like, cool, you paid off 600. That's awesome.
And you're forcing your opponent to do that field damage effect to get rid of 1 drops. I think I think it's all positive all the way around.
Yeah.
That was my picks.
Okay, 1. I like how each of our picks so far stay within the color typing. Like Joey chose 2 green, Oscar chose 2 red. So my second favorite.
Are you choosing 2? Yeah,
He's like machines.
Let me type in Arthur real quick. I mean, not Lancelot. Right, go ahead.
My second favorite pick.
Lancelot's gonna be his first favorite.
Is Lancelot, the Glass Knight. He's a 3-drop 6/6 machine. Enter, put a 100 counter on each machine you control. You remove 300 counters from a resonator you control to destroy a resonator. Remove a total of 10 counters from any number of resonators you control. And all J resonators your opponent controls lose all their abilities, and then they all get destroyed. It's such a cool card. It's so fun. It's a turn 3 drop. If you're playing machines, you have 10 counters by the time he drops. It's just how the machines consistently work with those donut drones, with the runes, with the there's 2 different runes that help with that and stuff like that. You have 10 things, and you can do different combos as well. If say you have donut drones and you already have them necessary counters without banishing them, but they have counters on them, you can get rid of everything to destroy your opponent's field. And then as your opponent does stuff, you can banish them to gain counters to immediately kill each resonate your opponent puts on the field with 3 counters, or you can save it to build up to 10 in case you need to remove abilities again. Like, it's just such a cool card. I love just that idea of finally having something that removes the abilities and then destroys them. I think is really important ability to have, but and it's still tempered. It's not like overpowered or anything. But I love it's the thing that makes machines like really viable at all, but also super good.
Yeah, and like putting the counters on is like so good too. Like when he enters, it's just he gets counter on himself, so he's like a big body. Yeah, I think Lancelot and machines are very like gonna be really strong coming into.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it in the deck because I know Colin's probably going to build this already. And I know it's something I realized when we did our starter deck games. Like, oh yeah, Lancelot was in the set. Oh, that sucks because I wanted to see him in action already. But
yeah, no, I realized that too. I was like, oh yeah. Like I said, this is like the linchpin of the machine deck.
Yeah.
But my number 1 pick was Antimatter Cannon Excalibur. So this is the rune 3 cost with Divinity 2. It's the master rune for Arthur. Your opponent separates all non-magic stone, non-J ruler entities into 2 piles. Put all entities in 1 pile on the bottom of the owner's deck in any order. I love this just because it's such a fun card. Just to be your opponent is like sitting there like, shoot, I gotta put into. You can't put all the good cards in 1 pile. And you got to split them up a certain way, and you know that one of those piles are gonna die, but you don't know which one. Your opponent's gonna be like the final say so on like who's dead, and they go on the bottom of your deck, not even into the graveyard, so they're even harder to get to. And I put them in any order, so I don't know if that's me or them choosing any order, but it's also like just like a fun. It's not. I feel like it's a pretty strong mechanic, honestly, but it's also just something fun. I love these types of weird things. I just think they're super fun.
I think like your opponent does, but yeah. I remember like there's a Sphinx I used to play in Magic where it's like you draw 5 cards and then you put 1 into a pile and then another into a pile. So like usually it's like 1 card you really want, or 4 cards you like, and then like 4 cards that are still pretty good, but and it's like, if they pick the 1 card, then like you don't get that 1 card, but you get 4 cards. And like if they pick the 4 cards, you don't get your super good card, but you get like 4 cards that they get to draw. And this is the same way. It's like if they have some like big resonator it's really important, and they like separate it into like 1 pile and then like everything else into 1 big pile. It's like there's so much value for just destroying the giant pile. And it's crazy. Like I think that's so cool.
It's cool, like especially if your opponent's like, they have like a field full of like all these tokens, and like they're big dude that like maybe works with tokens or something, or just as a big dude. So they have the big dude in 1 pile and like 13 tokens in another pile, and it's like, because the minute they put any token in the big dude pile, that I'm instantly choosing that one. But when they do that, then it's like, ooh, do I get rid of all the tokens, or do I get rid of the big dude and stuff like that? Or they could do, if it's just all tokens, then they could just do 2 evens piles and stuff like that. There's so many cool scenarios. I love it.
I feel like the best part of these kind of cards are like both players get to employ like mind games. So it's so it's not like it doesn't feel bad for the opponent, or it does feel bad, but like the opponent can like try and outplay you, and then like you can try and outplay their outplay. So it's like if they do separate it some way, and then like like there's a lot of layers, because like if you have like a destroy spell and they do like a 1 card and then like a pile of like 5 cards, you want to get rid of the pile of 5 cards and then use your destroy card, your destroy card on the remaining
especially
guy.
If you have Lancelot either in your hand or in the field, then you'll choose the bigger pile and then just peen that last one or something
exactly.
like that.
But then, like, you know, if they have like a barrier card in their hand, then like they can do that in order to get you to get that. Yeah, it's just so many like cool outplays you can do, and like there's like a lot of mind games, and so I like that like both players get to kind of have some fun with it.
Yeah,
it's not like a feel bad card, which is really
it could be.
I think it's awesome. I had a question though, because in one of our games, Colin, I had 2 sandworms and 2 of those blacksmith. If I had put them in 2 piles in their own, like sandworms here, blacksmiths here, which one would you have picked?
I'm trying to remember what.
I ended up splitting it to where one blacksmith, 1 sandworm, 1 blacksmith, 1 sandworm. And you know, obviously it's an easy pick, but I'm just curious if I had done it the other way around. Yeah. Also, I accidentally recovered my cards. Somebody pointed out in a video. I didn't mean to.
Yeah,
it was just something I did.
It wasn't relevant. Yeah. I don't know that. Yeah, see, like that's a hard decision. I just feel like just value-wise, I'd probably get the other ones because I feel like I could. The sandworms, one of the main reasons they were hurting is because of those dudes. And if I get rid of the sandworms, you can just drop another sandworm and keep doing that damage. But if I get rid of those, at least he's down to 3 damage and he's easy to kill, at least with 400 defense and stuff.
Well,
whereas the other ones are just engines that keep going.
But the blacksmith, I guess the blacksmith had 100 less damage. Because, like, you know, then it's also a question of, like, the sandworms have done their job. Like, they've already swiftness, you know, they've already got swiftness and done damage. Like,
but they can't be attacked when they're rested, and that's a big thing. If you
Exactly,
start swinging with the blacksmith, then I can actually kill it, because that was one of the big things that was stopping me.
Yeah. See, that's kind of stuff, like, I love those lines and, like, those, you know, questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool card to see in action. I was like, whoa, he's doing it.
Yeah, no, yeah, no, that was it for that.
I am excited to start deck building. I've been contemplating lately, like kind of like, oh, how do I want to approach certain things, and I even opened up Lackey to start deck building, but I just didn't get to it. I had other stuff I was working on, but I'm definitely excited now after everything we've done, all the hype, all that, to really sit down and build some stuff, so we can start recording games too, and see where we go from there.
Yeah, I've been thinking the same thing. Like I was thinking yesterday or the day before, I was sitting at work, like, do I want to like bring up like Forceful Database on my phone and like look at it and like go run through some cards real quick, and I was like, no, I probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then like I'm really interested to see like what's gonna show up at Worlds too. Like like we're gonna see like Fuji dragon? Are we gonna see like the obvious like ceiling scroll decks? Is machines gonna make huge waves? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. Like
it's discard.
Yeah.
2 more weeks and we'll be there. It'll be interesting to see. I mentioned it on the podcast. I'll be coming out in Roller School channel, but I'll say it here now while we have you guys. The World Grand Prix will start on Saturday and Sunday in Japan, which over here at least in the U.S. Central Time Zone will be around 8 p.m. Central on a Friday night. You can just kind of tune into Ruler School and start watching the stream, as Jeremy will be streaming that event both days. And then day 2 will be Saturday around 7 p.m. instead, which is also pre-release weekend for all of us, which will be exciting to see as well. I think we're still waiting to hear back on ours, but I'm sure we're going to have one. What about you, Joey? Pre-release by yourself. I was just looking at Core TCG's page earlier. Another not super duper near you, but they're all looking to get things going, and people are sad they have no one to play with out there.
Oh, that's in 2 Saturdays, right? That's in 2 weeks.
Saturdays?
So
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 2
more Saturdays.
The 21st, 22nd will be the pre-release weekend. But again, that podcast on Ruler School will come out on the week leading up to Worlds. I have to find out when it's going to come out. I'm assuming Tuesday or Wednesday. But whenever it does come out, you guys will find it on like iTunes and Google Play on our end. It won't be a numbered episode; it'll just be an episode, like a special takeover. And then check it out there. But that's about all we got for tonight, right? Do you have anything else to add?
No.
Yeah, let us know, like I said, what you guys think of those picks and your favorites below. And
we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.